Greetings, comrades, and welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Outside Zhazhalis, our mining town. And our goal today, comrades, is to continue building our great republic by adding a iron mine. So let's get to it. If you recall, last time we continued with our development and we improved a few things here in the mining town. We improved our train transportation. We added some more ways here for the coal export into the tracks, and of course we added an entirely new rural farming district, which is actually a lot better, I think, than this one. As I mentioned, there was too many here and it takes up too much space, but this one down here, you have 4 gigantic farms and it actually does a damn good job of feeding people, I think. Once we get an income from it, that is. At the moment, it's not functional. We're just waiting for those crops to be ready to harvest, and then we've got this giant grain storage as well to store it in, along with a food factory and a warehouse. So in terms of logistics, this area should be sorted. We probably won't need any trucks there just at the moment until these get filled up. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a mine. I believe we do need to find the resources on the map. We did do the research, or at least we started the research last time. So let's go to map. Yes, so we did the research and now we're able to view them. Be aware of that, guys. If you want to find certain resources, you have to research them. It can be a little bit tedious because it takes some time. If you have sufficient workers in the area, you're going to be able to find them pretty easily, because it means the research will be completed faster. However, slow times are a result of maybe not lazy people, but just not having enough people in the offices. So it seems like we've got an iron mine over here. Yes, it looks very iron mine like, and I can see already some potential spots here where we're going to build a nice flat space like this, but ideally it wouldn't be near the border, so I'm hoping we can avoid that. Yes, that's a little bit better, and then that way we can hopefully connect it to Sargrad, ready for both storage and exportation. Let's just check the topography. Topography is okay. This time I'm going to use the terrain tools and I'm actually going to smooth out the terrain here so we get a nice... Unfortunately we can't go much bigger, but until we get a nice smooth line which is suitable to build buildings on. As you can see, it's not doing much, so in that case we need to probably level terrain from the centre. And that's as big as it'll go, guys. So... remember, how do I zoom in again? That's it. There we go. So level it out. Make sure it's all good. And once that's done, you'll be able to build your houses there, your accommodation for workers, etc., your supermarkets, your medical centres if you want one, pubs, and the like. And that will also help if we do need to go up the hill to the mine, but I don't think we do, to be honest. We could probably just do this. Right, that's there just in case. We have something down here called clone, which is copy area. So I guess we could copy the mining town and paste it directly into this area. I'm not sure what the name will be at the moment. We got a nice Sargrad and Zlopolatsk there, along with Zhazhalis down there. Stefan Kovalet train depots are essential hubs where parts can be purchased, configured, set up for the designation tasks. He's way over here. Whoa, look at this. This is a gigantic source of iron, and this might be a better source actually. But we've pre-planned over there anyway, so we'll go over there. This depot serves as the heart of our real world network, enabling us to efficiently transport goods and resources throughout the Soviet Republic. Well, we're not going to go there, Stefan Kovalev. We're going to go over here because I've just pre-planned it. And we're going to build a big mine. Probably build 1 or 2 because it depends how big the resources actually are. So 36. That's 1% unfortunately. So we did kind of move it for nothing. Let's stick it down here. 28, 30, 40%, 43, 49, 50. Okay, so it's looking a lot better down here. 74, 75%, 76. I think that's the highest I've seen so far, 76%. Let's do that there, and we won't bother leveling the terrain. It's a mine, so it's probably not crucible, but we do need to build and consider our people. Let's go ahead and put the grid mode on. I'm going to build it slightly diagonal. It's going to be a little bit bigger than the mining town because we want to get a train track in here at some point, so pre-planning ahead. We have our train track here, our main line, which is 2 lines, and that'll probably break off down here, I suspect, and we could have the train station there. So let's just pre-plan that. Let's just pre-plan that there, and we can add a station there for cargo. Probably need aggregate loading actually, so we need to put a probably small. I think for now we'll be fine. And then sort of wrap it round there. That's a little bit awkward, isn't it? Ah, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Again, we're not limited to locking onto the topography or the grid. We can certainly free place them if we want to. Rotate them. I think that'll be a good position, and we can base that on the coal mine if we so choose. If the game audio is loud or quiet, or I'm too loud or quiet, let me know, because my software has been having issues these last few days, and things have been coming out a bit too quiet despite having loud volume on. Stefan Kovalev. Iron processing plants are necessary for transforming raw iron into usable iron, which can then become steel. I have no idea what the accent is, guys. It may be a cross between Russian and something else. Right, we're going to mix these tracks here. I'm going to separate those for the railroad track, and we'll just connect it back like so. Let's go back to the pre-plan here. Again, I'm just sort of estimating at the moment where we're going to need it. Let's do that. Okay, that's not too bad. It's going to be a steep turnout, but it's doable. We have got a second line there, which we can also add there, parallel to the tracks we've already placed. This could be a potential issue because we don't want a train track going uphill. We're going to use those same terrain tools and just level from centre. Again, smooth all this out. I'm not sure if that'll reduce the quality of the mine. Okay, so that train is completely blocked off now. We do not want that. There we go. And then we're going to try and level it from the centre. So I see what's happening. It will not level it if there's pre-placed buildings, which in this case there is a train building. Yes, so if it's the... yeah, if that's already raised off the ground, it cannot change the position, basically. We are going to extend all those tracks out, although this is probably going to be a dead-end track. I can't imagine it's being useful going anywhere, so we'll do that. We'll flatten the train. That's not the worst, and it's certainly not the best either, so I might just get rid of all this. And don't be afraid to do this, guy, everybody. If you want to... if you want to have an efficient republic, you have to be able to take chances on your buildings. Hold on, Stefan Kovalev. We're going to extend, instead, the buildings around to the side, if it's possible. So around there, and then maybe that will help. Ah, no, I built it. So, we don't want to build it just yet. We want to flatten or level terrain from the centre. Takes a while to demolish that one. There we go, so that's much better. Okay, as you can see there, we've built into the mountainside, and it's as easy as that. It shall not reduce the quality, I don't think. Quality is still 76. That may be a bug, I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out in the end. Back to the cargo, for the train tracks, we need to place the aggregate loading with automatic connections is great. Again, just connect those tracks, or at least place them where you can place them. My advice is, if it is a steep corner and it's next to a building like this, don't worry about it. If If it's on a main section of track, you probably don't want a steeper turn, otherwise it's going to end up slowing it down. So there we go, we got the parallel tracks running from the aggregate loading. This is arguably going to be more in-depth than the mining town just because of the way the processing works. So, can we connect this to a processing plant, or are we going to use something else? Let's see what Stefan has to say. So build the iron plants. Let's get our community established. We want at least a semi-decent community here. We don't want to treat them badly. We'll bring them up and across. Just a typical standard, I don't know how you call it, parallel. A bit too mundane actually for my liking, but it is what it is, isn't it? So we're going to use the small houses again. We're going to build them as we built them up north. Let's see what we got going on. That's not too bad. And housing wise, as I say, the quality will vary, but these little ones are some of the highest ones in terms of quality. These are 87%. Well, these small ones down here are 89 or 77. They're not as fancy, but they are certainly capable of holding, you know, 30 people, which is enough. If you do want to go for the larger ones, you have 110 people at 87. Let's just do that. But it kind of just doesn't suit the area. We'll consider that later on. We'll just put these for now, which are a bit better in terms of size. Let's have one there. Remember, guys, we're going to have to be careful about keeping these in range of all facilities. So, to save some time, let's add a grocery store, which has... Actually, let's add a shopping centre which has everything they need. Go ahead and add that right there. See, is that suitable? We're going to get that logo on it. There it is. And of course connect them up. We've already got people moving in. That road there is not quite straight, is it? I wonder if we can do it. Perhaps, yeah. No, that's made it worse. When it comes to self-efficiency, I think we're pretty much ready to do that. We're ready to self-sustain ourselves. That'll have to do on the road. Yeah, so we've got enough stock in, piled in those warehouses back. Let me just remind you guys where it is. We've got all these resources down here for food. We've got all these warehouses down here for clothing and alcohol. Not only ready to export, but ready to feed the people. And we've got a population now of 5,784 with 91% health, which is decent, and 97% happiness. Now, some people said last time on a comment that adding the monuments will help increase worker efficiency, but I think at 40% unemployment, that's pretty good, and 91%, 97% happiness is fantastic, guys. I don't think we need to increase our loyalty at the moment. Let's just add a few more paths on there, and I won't connect those yet. We want to check the range on this thing. So this one's about 154 down here, which is fine. If we have any more than, I think, 300 in distance, then we start to get issues. Let's just place as many buildings here as we can. I also want to keep the road here a little bit separate, so we're not going to build houses directly along it. We will decorate with a few trees, as I like to do that. I like to spruce up the place a little bit. It's one of the features of the game that really stands out, actually. Even though there's not much to choose from, and it would be nice to see more choices, it's certainly nice just to have that option in there, especially with the fountains, which do look magnificent when lit up. There we go, so we got a few spruces, and we're going to spruce up this street. We'll call this Iron Avenue. Build an iron processing plant. So we built an iron mine. I've done it the wrong way, guys. I built the... No, I haven't done it the wrong way. I think that should connect. Yes, so we got a connection there. That's odd, because you would think from the iron mine it would connect directly to the processing plant. But I think we actually have to go from the train storage. In which case, we're still going to have to continue extending our land. Let's check the topography. Let's expand that. As you can see, there are certain areas here which cannot be easily changed. They're so dense. Alright, that's a mistake. Careful where you level it from, guys, otherwise it won't work. And as you can hear there, the banging in the background is the workers most likely sorting it out. There's a bit of a train thing there with the train tracks. Oh, we got our new town name. Rovendima. Rovendima. Cool. Processing plant. Ah, this is... Okay, I'm getting so mixed up. So we've got iron, and then we got an iron processing plant. But then we've also got a steel mill. If we have all three industries, I suspect we'll have enough income to support the entire nation for the rest of humanity. For infinite time, basically. Let's do that there. They are connected, I think, by automatic workways. Right, we'll have to do a crossover. I wasn't keen on doing this. I want to keep these roads fairly clean from train tracks. It is what it is, though. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we'll connect them like that. So, as you can see, it's coming together nicely. Rovendima. 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 As I say, thank you guys for the support. This has been growing really, really well. We are losing a lot now because we've been building, but we will get it back. We will pull that income in and grow our economy. Let's increase the amount. So we're going to increase, not dollars, but rubles. We're going to plan for a bit of a bigger town here. 245, that's ideal. And we're going to add a few sports fields. In fact, why do we mix it up this time? I think they prefer football, but let's give them a... we can't give them a beach. Let's give them an indoor pool. And then that way they're protected from the elements. There we go, and that connects perfectly to the Extendo Road down here. Hold on a second, Stefan. Want to see my new swimming pool? Oh, sweet. So it's... Ah, okay, that would explain it. So the position of the door is not where the paths are. It's actually where the road is. That's unfortunate. We need it to be connected to the path. Yeah, again, the style is not great on this one. I'm not too keen on it, but it's still a little bit better than some of the other buildings I've seen. And we'll just connect a path. Oh, no, we can't. I was going to say connect one there to the road. Brilliant. So people should now go in the swimming pool, and we can even set our own price. So imagine that, guys. This Soviet Republic, you can set a low price of things. Although that's probably how they would have liked it back then. A low price meant more income. Right, so let's go here. We're going to keep Stefan open, and I'm going to... Again, the price is free. It's at 2 stars. It seems like if we raise the price, it will lower the star expected rating. If we decrease the price, it will raise it. I'm just going to put it as low as it'll go, 0.1, and then that way we can increase people's health. Привет, Stefan Kovalev. Our objective is to produce 80 tons of iron ore. By focusing on efficient mining and processing, we can ensure a steady supply of this valuable resource for steel production. Yes, guys, that is definitely an Indian mixed with a Russian in there. Let us work diligently to meet this target, strengthen our foundation in the Soviet Republic's industries. Stefan has a very strange accent. He also speaks with a lisp. Anyway, we're going to carry on with the town. It's looking good. Right, so back to basics. We do need to remember that we're feeding the nation here. We have our sports, we have our supermarket, shopping centre. Now we need a medical centre. And probably a fire station as well. Let's go ahead and just put them all along the main road here, so it has access to the factories too. If you don't satisfy their basic needs, I think this is probably why people struggle, but they're probably skipping these basics and thinking they can reach them in other towns or other areas of the map. They simply can't do it, guys. You do need to add these things into the game and into your city. I'm sure at some point the devs will continue to add a difference in range. They've been working on the game pretty much constantly, I think. Apparently they lost motivation because people weren't getting involved with workers and resources, but actually then they released the DLC and it sold well, and then the story is they continued and were motivated again. So I'm not telling you to buy it to motivate them, I'm telling you that that's how they're feeling, so it might be that soon they continue with it, or they may continue with a new game. Go back to the fire station. We have... Is that a fire station? What have we built there? No, we built a clinic. Let's get a new ambulance. Oh, we got a new one. So, we had a Latvian one in the past. We got Poland, Czechoslovakian. Yeah, well, let's go for a nice East German B1000. I have to say, they've done the vehicle so well in this. It doesn't just have this 60s vibe, it just has... It's just brilliant, the way they've crafted things. Some resources are missing. That's fine. Clothing production is happening, but it's happening very, very slowly. We're actually at maximum production. We need more fabric. We have got fabric in though, so we should be importing the materials we require. Anyway, we cannot get distracted. We need to produce 80 tons of iron, which is going to be a long, long time, guys. It's got 20 in it. That's got 20 in there. Okay, so I think we may need to skip this train track here and go directly from here to the processing plant. And then we can worry about the train station a little bit later on. So let's try and do that. Although then again, it won't connect from there to the processing plant. So I'm really, really unsure what's happening in terms of getting it transferred. Do we need a van? In which case, everything we just deleted was a waste of time. Damn. Excuse that mistake, everybody. I'm not played this for a week or two because I was giving my city a break to develop, believe it or not. Yeah, just delete this part. Just delete it. Alright guys, I was just looking at my train tracks down here. I decided to build a slight uphill track here. I mean, it's not going to be level completely, but it looks pretty good. And that way, if we need to, we could actually build a train track right over the centre of this little town here. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? In terms of transferring in from the iron mine to the iron processing plant, however, we have got a little bit of a dilemma. We are going to have to add probably a road depot here and have them transferred via car or truck. Unfortunately, there's no other way to get them to the processing plant, but the issue is not going to affect us very long. So let's go ahead and build that down here. We don't really need to build it directly next to the destination. And then that way, our trucks hopefully will work as efficiently as the mining town. Let's just check how our mining town is doing. Jajalisk. It is doing extremely well. People are thriving. House of Culture's busy. Dustop is now not as busy, which is a great sign. Not because everybody is busy doing something else. There isn't as many people waiting. They're off at work, they're off studying, they're off doing other things. Our trains are at maximum capacity on the export. And our coal is absolutely 100% going to make us rich. So for these ones you'll need dumper trucks. These are able to carry ores. As you can see there, we've got iron ore, coal, and I think this is the biggest with 25 tons in it. Let's get 2 of those and we'll just copy the routes. From there to there. So load and unload, let's start that. And we'll copy it to that one and we'll get that one on the ball as well now. From this point on it shouldn't take too long to fill it up. We'll wait and see. And also we could add a... We could add more now, but I want to connect it to the main city. At this point we can't go to Jajalisk, I think it's probably too far. We can connect however to these train tracks. Although it's going to occupy them and make them very, very busy. We'll have multiple trains then running. I believe we've only got 2 trains at the moment, or maybe even 1. 1 or 2 trains. And then the addition of Rovendima. Cool, so here we are, we're harvesting. The harvest is in, boys. Already storing crops in there, and that's already getting stored in there, and the factory will pull them out of the warehouse, I'm pretty sure of that. As for the bus route, I cannot remember if we started the bus route or not, so we could do that now. We have got a vehicle depot over here somewhere, down here. And we've also got one at Jajalisk, which is useful. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what vehicles are there or even bought there, so it's a case of guessing. Yeah, I think there's enough lines here to support that line from Rovendima. Very nice though, the city's coming along very good, comrades. Very good, we like a Soviet country. Let's go ahead and do one more track. I want to be sure that we're going to be making this as efficient as possible. We'll probably have 3 tracks running along and then we'll break off to our Iron Town. So way over here. Favourite song, guys. And we're going to build a bridge as well, so let's go for a truss bridge. It's going to be a little bit on the pricey side. Perfect. The angle's not too steep. Let's pre-plan the tracks. Take your time planning it, everybody. Don't rush the simple art of laying the train tracks. There we go. Slight hill there. Again, these are slight problems which may cause issues in the future. It doesn't look like a big problem now, but I suspect with a big train it may slow down to get up the hill. In terms of roads though, I don't know who or where we can connect it to be honest. If anything, we're closer to Jajalisk, but there's a road down here that I was wanting to utilise, so we could do that and then just connect it via that road to the centre. Let's try that. Let's connect our farming district and we'll do a massive road. Nice and curved that goes right round the train tracks to the other city. There we go, a little bit of a train crossing, but it shouldn't slow things down too much. The road itself needs a bridge. In this truss bridge or steel, since we've got limited resources, let's experiment with a arch. This is going to look very cool, guys. I hope. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's exactly how I pictured it. And of course connect it to there. It's going to be a long trip from our little town of Rovendima. Still haven't got used to that name. All the way back to our hometown, Zagreb. Brilliant. Music's a little bit loud today, isn't it? Okay, how many people we got here? Everybody's connected to everything. They're 314 at the most. They're transferring the iron. Iron ore in. And then it should be exporting iron. And that should be able to store it into this. We do need a separate storage as well, so that's one thing I forgot. Aggregate storage, and we can use anything here in this case. Oh, we have truck aggregate unloading and train aggregate unloading. I think the truck one would be good for obviously aggregate unloading. That'd be useful, wouldn't it? And then you just connect them up like that. Yeah, so in terms of storage, I flabbergasted myself there. It has been a while. It's unbelievable how much we forget of a game in a week. Don't come onto it for a week and you end up forgetting all these systems and things. That's coal. We have iron storage, but it's saying 19. Maybe we should do the 1951 and see how much that can do. That's quite a lot. Again, we'll have to build around the hills. Let's do that level train from centre and see if we can get a good amount. No, so I think we may be able to mine in the wrong place. And the iron processing. We've kind of not pre-planned this as well as before. We're right at the edge of the map as well. So in terms of getting it from there to the storage, it's going to be pretty difficult. No workers, right, that's also another issue. So no workers, they cannot get to work. Let's forget the storage for now, and let's just put some connections here for people to get to work. It might be a case of needing a bus stop as well. We've got to be efficient about this. Let's do one bus stop here. This will also be our connection to the main city. And when that's filled up, hopefully people are going to use it. I'm going to put a small one down here. It doesn't have to be too close, but it does have to touch. The paths are there, aren't they? I think they can get from this angle. They'll be fine from there. Let's do that. Connect them up. Same thing over here. If everybody can get to that train station or bus station, which it seems like they can, brilliant. And they can also get to the mine. That means now we're safe to move the buses from there to the workplace. So let's do the 80 packs one. Czechoslovakian from the main bus station to the mini bus stop. Brilliant. Plus the two trucks are transferring them at the same time, but that will surely surely change. We still need the storage space. The easy way to do it, I think, is just go into metallurgy and then large aggregate storage. In this case, 1,000 is... I don't think we're going to be producing as much iron. We'll wait and see. I'm not sure if this needs workers or not. connect it there, again we've got an issue with not having flat terrain. Imagine if it could connect there, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? Let's try that. If this doesn't work, we're going to delete it. Let's try the aggregate loading storage from there to there. I think Q and E is raised. No, so it won't work because of the road, unfortunately. This is a lot of trial and error in this town. I think the mine town was considerably easier than this one. This one seems to have a lot of logistical issues. I think it's just partly because of where we built it, but also because the source of iron wasn't exactly in a good place. Even the other sources were right on these mountains. So building around them is a real trick. Unless we rotate this to a different direction, that's also a possibility. Let's do that, and we'll build another mine processing plant. But we'll stick it the other way, so we'll stick it so that people can get in and the storage can get out towards the road. It's very difficult, guys. There's no obvious way to do this. Let's pause it. Again, it's just that option there for the roads and things. There's a connection there which is not too bad with the paths. Let's try that. It's very close to each other. They should have been connected, but obviously the game is glitching out a bit. It did say there was able to be a connection there, but obviously there wasn't. Yes, it's the arrow direction you've got to keep an eye on. Bit of a pain this is, isn't it? Is that going to connect now if we connect it? I don't think it is, guys. I think we're going to have to delete even this thing as well. Delete that train there. I was kind of looking forward to that train track being there. So this is trial and error. I'm going to call that this episode. Trial and error, the mining town for the iron. This time we're going to do the storage first. Let's do that. Let's store it, and then that way we might be able to... Guys, so difficult. If anybody has any experience with this and they understand a better way of doing it, that'd be great to hear it. A bit smaller on there. There's no train track, but we can easily add a train station there later if we need to. Probably right in that gap. Road is pretty much going to be in the same place. We won't connect that one just yet. So that's now transferring them in there. We can only store 1,000 tons. And now hopefully we'll have some more space for that iron processing plant, which is supposed to store it into there, so we need a one-way thing. Potentially like that, but we also need it going into the iron processing plant. Let's try that. I'm confident this will work now. Nice little road going round. This road here is slightly cut off, but it's fine. That doesn't need a connection, I don't think, because there's nobody working there. And of course the paths as well. It's a real shame the way the design on this is not as good as the coal mine. This is a little bit more tricky to use, I'd say, compared to that one. We're going to build a nice long path though, right over here. Scratch that. Yeah, so they placed the paths right in the back of the building as well. It makes sense to have it on the same side as the road. Yeah, because they were both on that side rather than that one. Right, that's now getting iron into it, and it's going to produce iron ore. I don't think it can store it, but that's absolutely fine. Yes, it can't store it. Great, we've got another dilemma. I feel like this episode has gone so badly. So badly. Compared to what other ones. These are just way too big for storage spaces, and there's nowhere to put them. At all. There's nowhere to put them. Even up this hill is not possible. Right, we got another issue. Right, let's just put. No, it's not gonna work, is it? Anyway, guys, I will see you on the next episode. I will cut this one here. I will figure out the problems, and it may really be a case of reworking this entire area, just getting rid of it. But this was the highest source of iron available, 76%. Those have stopped. Yeah, 76%, and if we move it anywhere else, it's going to be a lower one. If we go to that other mining source over here, on this mountain, again we've got the same issues. The terrain and topography is not great for building around it, even a building factory. So I'll fix the issue off the episode, and then by the time we return we will have a fixed Rovendima. Until then, guys, take care.